Hello, Sumit. You're welcome back to the continuation of how to make a transparent corset with corset mesh. This is part three of the video. If you've not seen part one and two, I'll drop the link in the description box for you. If not, you'll not be able to understand this one. So, in this part, we are creating the bunny channel. We are attaching the cup to the mesh. So, this is where we stopped in the part two of the video. The videos are quite long because I'm taking us through the process gradually, like I'm not rushing it. Okay, so this is where we stopped in the last video, so we'll continue from there. So now this brings us back to the bony channel for the center back. You know, we cut away 2 inches from here, and I cut out some pieces of fabric that I will put back in that place. So this is what we have. I'm going to press the lace to the lining. So I went ahead to iron his stay on it. Okay, so we're going to be turning with this. Remember, we added ½ inch where we're cutting this part, so it is the ½ inch I will use in joining it. You are folding ½ inch inside again. Okay, you know the paper we remove is 2 inches, but the width of this fabric like this is 5 inches, which means you are removing 1 inch for joining. So this is ½ inch we've already removed, so folding it back, I'm folding ½ inch inside again. Okay, so after sewing it like that, I'll go ahead and press it down. Okay, you know, first of all put it together, then I now turn it with the fabric. I press the fabric with I'm running an extra stitch to press everything together, press it down. Okay, this is to make sure that it is very firm, because you know this part is carrying bony and eyelet, and it needs to be very firm. Okay, so I'm going to divide this part for the bony channel. So I'm going to have two, 3 lines. So I'm going to run a straight stitch, 3 lines. Okay, for the bony channel and the part that will also carry the eyelet. So remember that we cut a lace for this back part, from this part to this part. Okay, you can remember that we cut out a lace for that part. So we are going to lay it, because since I feel that the back is flat, I can just lay it and press it on it, so that I will know that it's only the front I'm going to be hand tacking. If I had remembered, I would have placed it on it before putting the boning channel, but it's all the same. I can still do it now. So I'm just going to press it on it. I'll press on this side, down, then I'll press on this side, down. So what I'll do now is to remove the beads on the area I will be sewing on. I'll remove the bead from this side too, because this side I'm going to fold it. I'm going to fold this part like this, okay? Then I'll press it on it like so. So I'll go ahead and remove the bead from the part that I'll be sewing on. I'll do the same thing for the other side. I'll just remove the beads. I've gone ahead to remove beads around it. So how are we going to place it? This is the straight part. It's going to come like this. So you can see that the lace is a little bit longer than the mesh. But when we're done, we can go ahead and cut it. So this part, sorry about that, this part, you see this part, I'm going to fold it in a little bit. Then you see this line we've run before to create the boning channel. That's the line I'm running on again, so that we don't have too many lines. So I'm going to be pressing it on the same line, okay? Can you see what we have? So on this side, we're going to press it on this side also. So what we're doing now, it does not mean that when we are attacking the front pattern, when we're attaching the lace to the front pattern with needle thread, we're still going to tack this part, because you can see that there's a space in between and it's not meant to be. So we're still going to tack it so that it can relax. But this one is just going to make it faster. I will not have to hand tack this part and this part, okay? So can you see it? So you can see what we have. I've done this side also. I've done this side. Can you see it? So the next thing we'll be doing now is to go ahead and join the skin net to it. So at this point, we are going to fix the skin net to it. So for this one, I've attached this one for the back, and don't forget that all the joining, they are facing the right side, okay? Now if you check the back side, you can see that there is no joining. The back side is neat, so all the joinings, they are facing the right side. Then I'll fix this yoke for the back. So if I flip it now, let me show us what I've done. Can you see? Can you see what we have? Now you can see the curve we made earlier, okay? So on this part now, I'm going to attach this one, and don't forget that it is starting from here, okay? This is where the back stops, so it's going to come this way, and I will go ahead and sew it. So this is what we have. I've gone ahead to join the back. So you see this part now, you know that we can't leave this part like this, so we're going to pipe it with a bias. So I'm going to cut a long strap that is 1.5 width wide that I will use to pipe it. So let me just cut the strap so that we can do that together. So now that we've joined this part, I'm going to pipe this place with a bias. Now it's same width of bias we've been using since, is about 2 inches. So at the edge here, I'm going to fold this part and place it on it like so. Can you see what we have? So on this part, I'm going to press the edges down so you can relax on the skin net also. So can you see? So I'm going to repeat the same thing for the other side. This one, I'm going to pipe it. So now I've gone ahead to close the both parts. The next thing we'll be doing now is to attach the skin net to the front. So you can see that I've not kept bony channel here and also at this part. So I want to fix the skin net before I do those ones. So we're going to start from here. So it's going to be like this. I'm going to pick it like this. Can you see what I'm doing? So I went ahead to change the thread back to brown. So this is what we have. This is the center. So this one is coming like this, okay? You know, everything is coming this way. All the joinings, they are facing the right side, like I've been saying since. So you're just going to pick this part like this and pick this other part like this also. So it is very easy to sew because we are not turning it, okay? So one thing you should take note of is that as you're sewing it, you are arranging the skin net on it so that at the end of the day, it doesn't pack. That's what I'm doing here, okay? Let's see what we have. So on the other side, this is what it looks like. And this part comes like this also. Can you see what I've done? So this is for this part. I'm still going to run it down a little, but I want to pick this part first. So I'll pick it this way. So I'm going to get a bias. I'll trim this part out. I'll get the bias. From this part. So after cutting the bias out, this is how I'm going to place it on this long neckline area, okay? So like we turn the back part with a bias, that's how we're turning this center, the long neckline area. We're turning it so that it can be neatly done, okay? So now first of all, I'll fold the bias into two and just make sew a straight line down to where the yoke is ending, okay? So after sewing it, now we're still going to use the bias to cover up the joining we are making now. So I hope you're not confused. It's the same thing we did while we were trying to use bias to knitting the upper part of the back. That's what we're doing here. So right here, I've gone ahead to sew. Now I want to use the bias to cover it, okay? So I'm turning it. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm flipping the bias to cover the place I have just joined together, okay? So now you arrange it very well to make sure that you don't have any part that is packing, okay, so that your work can be neatly done. You can see what I'm doing at this moment. So you just put it together like so, then you go back to the sewing machine to press it down. So before I will remove the brown thread, I want to join the shoulders first. So I've gone ahead to change the thread. So we're going to continue with this part. I have to press it to the other side like so. Then you have to arrange this part so that it is not, so that the skin net doesn't pack, okay? So you stretch it very well while you do that. So I'm going to trim this part a bit. You can see it on the inside. So I want to trim this part a bit so that it is easier for me to work on. Can you see? So it's going to come like this. So the next part now is the main cup, to attach the main cup to it. So for now we have to cover the cup. I'm just going to sew a little away from here so that it can fit to it properly. So if I was making a corset without an embellishment, I will make sure that it is smooth like this, like the cup is smooth like this. You can see that this one is not so smooth. That's because we are embellishing on it. Okay, but this, if you're making a corset that is not carrying any embellishment on the cup, you leave it like this. Okay, so now we are done with the cup, and this is what it looks like. So the next phase now is to attach it. So the mesh. So what I'm going to do now is, see this half inch, I'll take it in like so. Can you see? Then the joining at this part is also going to come in like this. Okay, so you make sure that it is covering this seam line. Okay, because you know this is the right part of the corset. So I'll be pushing all the other darts that will sewn inside, all the other joining. I will be pushing all of them inside while I press the scope on top. So I'm also making sure that the skin net is not packing. Okay, so that's why I'm spreading the skin net also. So we're going to fix the second cup. I've already fixed this one, but before we continue, you see this part, it needs a boning, and you know that I've already bypassed another channel this way, so this part I can't pass a boning through this part to this part. So I'm going to insert a boning here like this before going ahead to put this cup on this other bony channel. I can insert the bony through this place, but the bony is too long, so I have to cut a little from it. We've not got into the bony part fully, but I have to cover this. I have to put bony inside this one before I continue. So can you see what we have? So after passing the bony through it, the next thing I will do now is to fix this other bra cup. So I've gone ahead to press it down all around, and I've covered this part. So the next thing I want to do now is that I have my sleeve, okay? So I'll go ahead and attach the sleeve to it. Why I'm doing it before attaching bony is because if I should put bony in the boning channel now, everywhere is going to, like, it's going to be very stiff. It will not be so flexible for me to fix the sleeve, okay? So I want to attach the sleeve before going ahead to do the boning. But I will be fixing the sleeve off camera, okay? So on this other part, I have to use a voice note to make it faster. So I went ahead to cut the bony, okay? According to the measurements of the channel, I am passing the bony through. So what I'm doing, I've cut all the bony needed for the dress here, okay? So what I want to do now is to quickly go ahead and iron everything. I have to straighten everything. So I'll go ahead and press it down, then we'll go to the next level, okay? So I'll go ahead to fix the bony. So now that we've attached bony to it, we'll go ahead and pipe the lower part. We'll go ahead and pipe this part. So here is the strap I have with me. It's 1.5 inch, but I will suggest to make yours 2 inches because I feel this is too tiny and I don't have any more fabric left, so I'm going to use it like that. So now that we're done piping it, this brings us to the end of the part 3 of the video. Watch out for part 4 where we couple it and drape.